This is a self-reloading cannon, and I'm going to show you how it works. Using the controller, we can aim the cannon, so we can go left, down, right, up. And then when we're ready to shoot, we press spacebar. And check it out, the cannon loads itself. It even puts a fuse on the high explosive shell. So let's see that again. Alright, let's have a closer look at the reloading mechanism. The basic premise of the reloading system is that the deployers will place the powder and shells. Then the mechanical bearings will rotate the powder and shells to their proper orientation. Then, a deployer will place a fuse on the high explosive shell. The breech will open, the loader will push the powder and shell into the cannon, and then finally, the breech will close. There's quite a bit of redstone involved in the whole reloading process, so first things first, when we press space on the control pad, this receiver here is triggered, and that will send the signal to the cannon to shoot. There's then a delay before we start the reloading procedure. So the first part of the reloading procedure is we activate these deployers right here. So right now the deployers are constantly powered by a motor. There's some redstone torches underneath. So what happens with deployers is when there's a redstone signal, they do not move. When we remove the redstone, what's going to happen is they're going to activate. I use some pulse extenders here because in some cases the pulse is not long enough without them, so the deployers don't actually detect that there was a pulse. So the next thing that happens after that is we need to activate these mechanical bearings. So what happens here is there's this gear shift right here, and that will turn the bearings 90 degrees, with the exception of the high explosive bearing, which needs to turn 180, so that this deployer here can then put the fuse on it. So if we look at this, this right here, well, this will turn 180 degrees, and then it'll turn back 90 after a preset delay. So the next thing that needs to be done is this breech needs to open, and then this reloader will activate and push all the powder and shells into the cannon. Then finally the breech will close. So once the breech is closed, there's actually a request to assemble the cannon. So that means that this right here is activated so that you can aim it right away without having to press any sort of button to reassemble the cannon. So assembling the cannon means turning it into a contraption, and it can only shoot once it's assembled. The controls for the aiming are controlled by a clutch and a gear shift, so there's a setup for the yaw and a setup for the pitch. As for the redstone, one of two things will happen when we press a direction, so either just the clutch will activate, or the clutch and the gear shift will activate to turn in the other direction. So there's two circuits here, one for the yaw, one for the pitch, and they're both identical. So now's the moment you've all been waiting for. Let's have a bit more fun with this cannon. Let's blow up the mech. Oh man, oh, that one went through. That's what it looked like anyway. Oh, look at that damage. So these are a lot of fun. I love the high explosive shells. This is a great addition. So these cannons are from a mod called Create Big Cannons, and they are an amazing addition to Create mod. So I'm gonna have to make a new mech, I think, a new sort of vehicle that's gonna be able to carry a cannon. So I'm gonna work on that. That's gonna be one of my next projects.